EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Today, we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington for the U.S. Open Championship. Rich Loader alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about this unusual layout?
It's actually the first golf course that Robert Trent Jones II has actually designed in Washington, and it just fits in beautifully with the environment. The Puget Sound really sets off the whole golf course. So it looks like a links golf course, but it can play in so many different ways. You can play it through the air, you can play it along the ground, and of course already it's hosted US Amateur and US Open.
That's in the fairway. All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course. So maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
So they'll tap in.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open, Frank. It's a relatively short par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards. Avoid that big bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, when I think about a U.S. Open, I think of 5-footers for bogey being as important as a 5-footer for birdie at most other tournaments.
Yeah, and I think that's why when you look at the list of great U.S. Open champions, the names of Ben Hogan's come out, tough character from Fort Worth, Jack Nicklaus, the greatest achiever in the game, Tiger Woods at his best. U.S. Opens, to win multiple U.S. Opens, it just takes a very, very rare character.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Lining this one up for par. Has his par. Now set to play the first par 3 of this U.S. Open, Frank, the third hole here at Chambers Bay.
A little bit like the second hole where the contours slope from right to left. So if that breeze is coming from that direction, that's going to swing the ball all the way across the green. And this green is anything other than symmetrical.
Good looking shot right here. Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Frank, the 4th hole here at Chambers Bay is the kind of par 4 that says, emphatically, U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's not a rarity these days to have par 4s that are around 500 yards. This is just slightly shy of that. Once again, it's a stiff tee shot. Avoid trouble left and right. A little bit of a bend to the right on this hole, but don't be fooled by that. If anything, the drive has to be hit down the left side.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. This is position A, right in the fairway, and 180 yards to go. Headed for the bunker? Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly, and keep your head still. Starting off the round very well here, Frank, hitting fairways.
Yeah, like any sport, really, you've got to get off to a good start. We always have that unattainable goal of perfection, but really that's what drives us forward.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the green side bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
And he's made the green. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that was just a lousy putt right there. No other way to say it. Shouldn't be a problem here. That is a double bogey. Wow, check out the elevation change, Frank, from tee all the way down to the fairway. No wonder they call this the 5th hole here at Chambers Bay. Free fall?
You better take a parachute, that's for sure. But you're going to need a parachute to land the ball and stop it on this green as well. Not overly long. Well, should I say U.S. Open standards, 488. You know, these days they stretch it well over 500 yards. But one of the tighter tee shots.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. The wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good looking birdie. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't. Making my job hard.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Continuing to putt with confidence. Checking in on the action now. Let's go down to the 6th. This has not been pretty so far in the second round. Frank, what are you seeing?
Ball's just going everywhere. Out of control, really. A lot of poor decisions. So right now, we better see a turnaround.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up, too. You could hit anything from there.
Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Now comfortably inside that cut line, the former national champ makes birdie. Well, Frank, this is what a U.S. Open is all about. A long, tough par 4 up the hill.
Yeah, just a beast. And it's a dogleg ride on top of that. There's more humps and bumps and all this than a dermatologist would ever dream of down there.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Frank, it's a nice walk to make down the fairway when you can see your golf ball right there in the middle.
Rich, there's an old saying, fairway first. And there's another example. Hit it in the fairway, and the game becomes very straightforward.
Just a beautiful tee shot. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. That's a solid par putt. Frank, we know we're at a U.S. Open, 500-yard par 4s, and here a better than 600-yard par 5 at the 8th.
Yeah, you need a missile really off the tee to be able to reach this par 5 and 2, and not a single bunker really on this hole. So this is just long every stretch of the way. The fairway actually looks a little bit narrower than what it is. There's a little bit more fairway than actually what meets the eye at first.
Frank, such an advantage when you can hit it that far.
It's not fair.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Now this for birdie. Came away with a bogey on the previous round. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. He has this attempt for par. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Rich Lerner and Frank Nobilo back with you here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open. Now to the 9th hole, closing out this front side.
Well, it just goes to show the tremendous variety that the designer Robert Trent Jones II has done here. We've seen already a tremendous variation, and then this sort of just goes on top of it. Elevated tee. Goes down to a green that just slopes a little bit to the right, well bunkered on the right.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No. Just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Has his par. Moving on to the back nine here at Chambers Bay in the state of Washington. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, what's the 10th hole all about?
Dunes left and right, hence the name High Dunes. Obviously split the fairway there. But one of the factors of true links golf is you normally get to putt in the calm. The dunes protect this green from all the wind, so a relatively flat putting surface. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, it appears as though this approach shot here at the 10th is fairly straightforward.
It is. You've got a flat green, so you're not really worrying about mounds or bounces here. And really, this is, with a short iron in hand, this is one of those ones you just green light, you go straight at the flag here.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, getting him another good look. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
So they'll tap in. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
Yeah, it looks straightforward. You see a big dune in the middle of the fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green that sort of turns this green into one simple green and all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
Early part of this second nine and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. Trying to make yet another birdie. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
He was fooled a little bit on that one, Frank. This one just requires a little bit of focus. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Frank, we just came off that long par 4 at the 11th, well over 500 yards. Now at the 12th, we go in the opposite direction. This has become a staple at a U.S. Open, the reachable par 4.
Yeah, the logic would say just grab sort of a mid-iron to a long iron, knock it down, wedge it on there, and have no strain, no sweat. But who's going to play golf like that? Take the head cover off. Come on, chance it. It's called narrows. The odds are going to be narrow, but you just might hit the green.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Got it for par. Coming down the stretch here at the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay, just 6 holes to play. And Frank, this par 4 13th will really test the players.
It is. If someone makes 3 here down the stretch, it will be monumental. A 4 here, no one would leave this hole unhappy. Oh, that's fine.
this the second shot here at the par 4. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold. Very bold.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. He's made it. Thirteenth hole now. It's a dogleg right, par 4. Frank?
But at 534 yards, you need an eagle eye, which is the name of the hole, to find exactly where you want to hit this. Doglegs to the right. There is a fairway that's plenty wide to accept a good tee shot. And then from there on in, it's actually a relatively straightforward second shot, providing you can miss that bunker that's just short in the middle of the green.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. These are fun shots to play, but they can be scary because if you don't take the right club, this ball could sail forever, never come down. It is well down the hill to that green. Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Oh, what a beautiful roll right there. Dead center. Now to the 15th hole here at Chambers Bay and the U.S. Open. It stands out, at least to the eye, because it has the only tree on the golf course.
That's right. That's why it's called lone fir, this hole. And especially when they played off that short tee in the U.S. Open, 167 yards to the middle of the green. This is certainly a chance for a birdie coming in. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
Good job right there. Now making a move and setting himself up for, who knows, a good weekend run, maybe at another title. The former college standout has been excellent today. Getting set to take on the finishing holes here at Chambers Bay. How do you do it in the right way, Frank?
Well, when you look down this fairway, obviously everything slopes left to right. That makes this hole actually play a little bit more of a dogleg to the right, even though it doesn't look it. And then, of course, that green up ahead, it's like a tabletop. So precision here is absolutely paramount.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Get down. Lay
just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back, he didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. And getting ready for the putt. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Pressure's beginning to rise here. 17th hole of the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay. And this one, Frank, the par 3, will require a really good shot.
It's amazing how many U.S. Opens have great 17th hole. I think of Winged Foot, par 3, 17th, even Marion, par 3. This one will certainly fit in the same vein. It's named Derailed, and it will derail many a player trying to win a U.S. Open.
This is a good-looking shot. That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again, you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walk-in golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310.
Now the second shot to the par 5. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. There's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps. But there's so many different levels to this green. Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction. Can't birdie them all, Rich.
8-foot putt here. That is a solid par putt.